This is a magic switch. He pressed on it and an object immediately appeared. Pressed again, another object appeared. This switch appears on every side of the wall. An hour passed, and in the room, various objects appeared. These objects appeared to be useless and they made him angry. He went crazy and kept pressing other buttons. An object appeared that made him scream. It both hurt him and made him angry. He took his anger out on the speaker, and threw it away. Keep pressing the button. The result wasn't better at all. It seems that the room looked down on him. He lied in the middle of the room, trying to find a way to get out. Except press the right switch to open the door. There is no other way. If he had to live here, he'd be bored to death. The more he thought about it, the more angry he got. He handily threw the ball, accidentally hitting the switch, and dropping a small dish of sushi. He sat down in front of the dish. How could he eat it without soy sauce? Pressing more switches. The result was still sushi. Press it again and it's still sushi. Having no way, he had to put sushi in his mouth helplessly. After eating, he was thirsty and pressed the switch. The result is a bottle of soy sauce. Does this room seem to be teasing him? The man sighed, lying on the ground. Too free to do anything, I hit the switch again. This time, it dropped a 3D glasses again. After putting it on, he looked around and noticed a figure pointing at the switch button. He was happy to think that this is the door switch, but as a result the room suddenly turned off all the lights. There is also a countdown number on the back, with fewer and fewer numbers. The switch also gradually disappears. After that, an unidentified object gradually fell. It farted so hard on him that he fell to the floor. He has been here for 3 days. When he had free time, he read comics. After reading episode 5, he wanted to continue reading episode 6, but the result was 7. Next up is episode 8. Next up is episode 9. Not giving up, he continued to press another button. This time is just what he needs. But as he approached, the switch turning on the door gradually closed. He has no choice but to turn around and press again. Hurry up, but still can't make it. He angrily turned around. The third time he was about to run, but the problem is a little time. He thinks he can't do it by just relying on his own strength. He brought all the tools in the room to try, but the door doesn't seem to let him in. Even the vase was not heavy enough. He thought that filling the bottle with water can help to keep it, but ironically, the water pointed at his head. He thought all the ways to bring water into the jar, successfully conducting water. However, the amount of water is only enough to water the plants. So he thought of filling the vase with sushi dishes, left the vase on the side of the switch, and frantically pressed the button. Very quickly, the tank was full. Because it was so full, he couldn't lift it. The mouth of the vase is too small, but fortunately there are chopsticks in the room. It took a while for him to lift the vase, but then he couldn't remember where the door switch was. He tried pressing other buttons. Suddenly, the unfortunate Aboriginal man hit the vase with a kick. He was so angry that he was mad. Out of nowhere, he kept pressing the button and hoped the next thing would help him. This time, it looked like luck was on his side. The rope appeared and helped him swing to the door. But the door needs a key. Back in the room, he angrily kicked the wall. Suddenly the key appeared behind him but then disappeared. He turned around, immediately pressed to find the button with the key, and suddenly scared to death. He tried again and the result made him scream louder than last time. Finally, he made the key appear. After failed attempts, trials with everything in the room, he successfully obtained the key. He excitedly swung to the door. What he didn't expect was that the door required a password. He angrily came back to the room again. The Aboriginal man appeared again, stood opposite him for a while, and then left. Suddenly he remembered that there are 3 numbers on the black man's head. He immediately swung to the door, and successfully opened the door. Stepping through the door, he was unexpectedly locked up in the next room. He shouted for help. This room is very small and has nothing but 4 walls. Recalling the time in the previous room, and what happened there, the room made me both happy and sad. Even though he was alone, he didn't have to worry about anything in life. That made him feel hurt. In desperation, he arbitrarily pulled out. The result is a long road. This time, he really found a way to get out of this place.